shunned him and told him to get behind him. This God, when he went to the temple and he saw the blind man, he said, bring him to me. And he fixed his eyes. He put his DNA in him and his eyes were restored. This guy here, when the prostitute came to him, she said, Muhammad, I want to be Muslim. I want to be Muslim. I want to be holy. He dragged her by the hair and he put her out there and he threw the first stone over her head and started killing her, and everybody stoned her to death. This one here, when the prostitute was about to condemn to death, he said, let those without sin throw the first stone. This is a God of intimidation. This is God of liberty and freedom. This is a God that want to take the whole world and break your door and take over your families. This God says, I behold, I wait outside your door. Come before me, I wait on you, my children. They are not the same God.
That's right, that's right.
This is a God in the Quran. It's referred to Bismillahi. Allahi is the deceiver. This is the God who is, there's none like him. The name of God here, this God, one of his name is the luster, is the deceiver, is the killer, is the suffocators, is the one who blinds you. This God, his name is Jehovah Elohim, Jehovah Shalom, the peace, Jehovah Nisi, the banner, the victory, Jehovah El Shaddai, the God that is more than enough, Jehovah Rapha, the healer, Jehovah Jireh, the provider, Jehovah God Almighty. They are not the same God. Do you see it, children of God? Yes. Let not one deceive you. Say, this nation is no longer a Christian nation. Yes, this nation is a Christian nation. And as long as you belong to God, God can move in power and righteousness, and we can change the world by the love of God and not by the sword. Last 2 years, every 5.5 days, a new mosque opened in the United States of America. Today, they're opening like crazy. We have over 2,000 mosques. When a mosque or neighborhood or anything is taken by the Muslim and the Muslim inhabit that, it becomes a holy land. It's become holy ground. That would mean the Muslim will have to fight for it from all over the world. Statistics shows 18% of the Muslim today hold the agenda in infidelism, which is anyone is not Muslim must be killed. That's over 300 million. You say, well, Kamal, where do you get your statistics? Do you buy a book that says statistic on Islam? No. I get my statistic from a place which is you should go to. It's called FBI.gov, CIA.gov, McKinseyReport.net, the Pew Report.net. These are world organization. That's where I got my statistics from. And last but not least, from a Muslim place called Al Arabiya Network. Al Arabiya Network is an Islamist network. Al Jazeera and whatsoever you speak through them. So that's where I got my statistics from. There's so much to cover. And I need your grace if you put up with me. Those who want to stick around, let me know. And those who want to go to Golden Corral, let me know too. I came to the United States of America for this purpose. I committed my first mission and second mission to Israel when I was 7 years old. And that's a mission to kill Jews. It's in my book. And the reason why I wrote this book, it was the most painful thing for me to write this book because I'm not a writer. I'm not a speaker. I'm not educated. I'm nothing truly, but I'm on a mission. And my mission is to wake up America. Why? Because America is the place what gave me love, protection, and led me to Christ. In this book, to God be the glory. The power you people, the power you have, it is so powerful. Psalms 91 did not lie. You have the power to tread on serpents and lions under your feet. The power of Psalms 23, that the Lord is your shepherd, it is so true. You have a God that watches over you. You know how many missions took place in the United States last year? And many of them were cut, and many of them came to naught. There's a God watching over you. When this underwear bomber tried to bomb the airplane just recently, that compound that he mixed, it is a powerful compound. It's one hard compound and one is, a plastic compound. When you mix those together, it is so powerful, you have to put to 1 gram about 2 blocks of TNT. That's how powerful that is. And that compound, you don't have to light like TNT with a fuse. You can light it with just regular fuse with the matches. You know that should have ripped the airplane into 2 pieces? But the airplane did not go. It just lit up and he just missed on his 72 versions that day. And therefore he could not sleep with any versions here anymore. He just lost a lot. How about the Fort Hood bomber? The Fort Hood person who killed many people. I'm here to tell you, this year is one of the most glorious year for the church. The most glorious year for the church. And it's going to be very painful in America. We're going to see things we have not seen. We should pray that God will protect places like Disneyland, like outside the airports, places, buses, different places, different hubs all over the United States of America. We should pray because the Muslims realize if they go to the airplane, Americans are going to fight with their life and going to take them down with them. So they're going like, we can't do it like this. So now they're going to go to a newer level. And when you see the chats and all the Muslim chatters, on the website, you know exactly what they're talking about. It's what they're saying in Arabic and not what they're saying in English. Allah is the God of Islam, for those who are taking notes. Is this recorded on DVD, Pastor?
Yes.
Good. Everybody should own a copy of this. Everyone. Muhammad is his prophet. Muhammad is the prophet of Islam. Muhammad received his Islamization in the desert. In the month of Muharram in Saudi Arabia, many of the pre-Islam, they went to the desert to worship. That's when they fasted and prayed and did whatever they need to do, to connect with their spirits. At that time, there was over 360 gods that had been worshipped in a place called Kaaba. Kaaba is that black box where the Muslims go around about, many times, as much as they want, 7 times really. And in that place, it's still done just like it was pre-Islam. They are still doing the same thing now. Many of these people went to the desert to seek their God and fasted and prayed. Muhammad used to do the same thing. And one day, Muhammad used to go to this cave. It's called Cave Hurayt. Cave Hurayt is a little cave. It's called the Flaming Hell. The Flaming Hell cave was outside of Mecca. It's set on the outer skirt, and this is where he went to that place, and he went inside. And one day, he had an encounter with a fire. And that fire came and spoke to him and said to him, Muhammad, Iqra. And Muhammad said, what do I read? Iqra means read. And the Spirit said to him, Muhammad, Iqra. And he said, what do I read? And the Spirit said to him the 3rd time, Muhammad, Iqra. He said, I don't know what to read. And the Spirit took over him and spoke through him and gave him the first surah that happened in that month. And this is, at that time when he encountered this, he fell to the ground and he started foaming out of his mouth, and his arm and his leg shivered.